I am excited because look at this deal first. On Burton.com, you can get these Burton X Danner snowboard boots at 60% off right now. Luckily, I have small feet and I am a size 8, so I was able to get one and order one. And I'm rocking my Burton hat here because I'm excited about this unboxing video. Rocking my LDWest brown leather holsters as well because, guys, here, it's here. They have arrived today. So, I figured let's stream, record this unboxing experience, and I'll see what I think after I open this guy. So, without further ado, my trusty buck knife again, as I've used in all my YouTube unboxing videos. I hope you guys can hear me here. Yeah, it looks like you can. Alright, unlock. Oh, it looks like somebody's watching. That's dope. Good evening. It's super late, but you're here. So, with these boots, guys, again, let me just pull this up. I'm not a huge fan of lace-up boots. If you see on my last video regarding BOA laces and speed laces, I tend to avoid laces because they kind of tear up my cuticles in the cold when I'm trying to put them on. But you get a deal like this, 60% off, a collaboration boot from Burton. This is top of the line, or at least almost top of the line quality. I figured I should do it. I should do it. Get some really nice premium quality boots. So there. Well packaged, guys. Got some bubble wrap. You don't even need that. For the next box, which is this retail box. You can have a look at that. Burton. See it there, guys. Burton Coalition Danner, brown khaki, size 8 men's. Alright. Opens up standard. Maybe, I don't know, what do you think? Could this be a better angle, guys? Maybe. Who knows? Let's try it. So, alright. There's the first boot. That looks nice. Here's the other boot. Nice. Good. I did want a selection there. So you got two boots, obviously. No, what is that? Must be like a Burton shock thing. What does this say? Micro pack. I don't know what that is. No stickers, no, you get this, 2018. Oh. Got like a little booklet here. I guess this is the warranty card? Yeah, warranty card. Burton warranty card. And looks like a lot of Chinese on here, and only Chinese. Or is it Japanese? Forgive me, it might be Japanese. Yeah. It's all Japanese. I don't know why. I didn't know Burton was made over there. That's it. Put that box away. And they do give you an extra set of black laces if you're not a fan of these khaki, yellow, orange laces. Alright, so my concern was because this was, again, a clearance deal, that maybe it was a return, or maybe, I don't know, refurbished or something. But looking at these in person, I think they look better in person than this website photo. I'm not a huge fan of the way it looked on the website. I'm not a huge fan of brown leather. I like generally like a black or darker upper with like a white sole or something kind of, you know, loud statement fashion-wise, black and white. rocking that right now. But I mean, you know, most of this boot will be covered by pants, and yeah, you're really just gonna see this, but this is gonna be in the binding anyway. It looks like it feels substantial. The selling point of these boots. Let's see if I can get that. To lock in on that. Maybe I can do it this way. There we go. Come on. Come on. It's looking for my face. There it is. See these spikes up here, guys? So this is supposed to help with... Oh, boy. Struggles with the camera. I'm sorry. Let's block it there. There. So the spikes on the front to help you with hiking up steep terrain. Vibram sole. It's lighter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a heavier boot. Let me see compared to my other premium boots. I like that. You get this Burton tag here in the front of the toe. Compared to, let's go left boot, left boot. This is my premium Nitro Select TLS, top of the line Nitro boot, which is supposed to be, I think, also a smaller footprint, but you can see here, these are both size 8 and the Burton's bigger. So they did big up the fact that this Burton is supposed to be a smaller footprint. It even says that on the website, I think. Shrinkage footprint reduction technology right here, guys. But compared to the Nitro, it is a bigger, it looks like a slightly bigger footprint, but these are both reduced. Let's compare it to another premium line. This is the Nitro Team TLS, which is even a smaller footprint. You can see that. And then, but you can see, guys, the tread pattern for my Nitro boots. Both my Nitro boots very similar. I actually have a third one too. All the same tread pattern, so you can climb up and down with the same kind of grip. But then you get your entry level type of boot, which doesn't even have the hard rubber. It's just like the softer plush rubber for impact on your binding. Not a lot of grip going on there. And you definitely feel that. I definitely feel that this doesn't have nearly as much grip compared to the robustness of this Vibram hard rubber outsole. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, this boot, I think this is the DC Scout Boa, retails for like $250. And again, retail price of $500 on a lace boot. I mean, yeah. Not a huge fan of the chromed out gold on the lace loops and the holes, but you know what? I didn't buy this for the looks. Like, again, I bought this for the quality and the deal. 60% off. You can't get Burton boots that cheap anymore. It's not the top of the line. Burton boots. If you check out snowboarding men's boots and then sort by high to low, you can see that their top of the line is the SLX, which is the stiffest boot they have. Ion's also more stiff than this. As we move down in price, Tourist is probably also stiff. Ion Driver is when things start to get a little softer, but again, I think these are still considered stiff. 506 on this retail price. Where's the stiffness? Specs. Support stiff. It doesn't even give it a number. But one thing you'll notice with Burton boots is the liner. They have like anywhere between imprint 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this has an imprint 3 liner on the inside. I'll show you guys. Focus. Imprint 3. If that would just focus. Anyway, so that, as you obviously move up on the ranking for the liner, they implement more technology. Let's say better materials for molding, heat molding, better materials for heat reflection to keep your feet warm. And you know, they offer in Velcro kind of sections where you can add J bars for additional support and heel lockdown. And that has that. I'm not going to take it out. Maybe we can do Burton Danner Imprint 3. It's probably a photo of that. There we go, guys. I'll show you this. So that's what this liner looks like inside. Oh, what? Hold on. For some reason, it's showing that. So anyway, there's your Imprint 3. And that's what I'm talking about here. You can add J-bars and connect it to here for additional support. Doesn't look crazy on the outside there, but what I like actually is the fact that it has this Velcro section. There's no additional like ties that you need attached to the boot itself to close, but they do have that on the inside. So what, guys, I'm gonna, obviously I'm taking so long. Let's untie this left boot and look inside. So taking these out. They're tough. These are definitely built very rugged. You can feel there's like no flex on this. And then I'm gonna pull that tongue out, and you can see, guys, the inside there. It does have an extra like hammock insert, like that holds the liner in place with this tie. Where did that go? Right here. So pulling out the tongue, you have the tie here. Okay, and take out a piece of paper in there. See if there's anything else in there. Good. So again, not a huge fan of lace boots because of the amount of effort and like difficulty in cold weather to tie up boots with gloves on. So you have to take your gloves off, and then it's more sensitive for your hands. But again, I'm eager to try this out. So I wanted to talk about ankle articulation for this boot. You'll notice on this Nitro Team, this is a separate section right here. This actually, this is actually a really stiff boot, but this section can bend forward and back independently because it's not stitched directly to the bottom part of the boot. You know, compared to, these are both Nitro Team, and you can see this, there is a little stitch separation right there, right there, but it's one piece. So that stiffness, you have more ankle protection support with a boot like that without ankle articulation. When I started out as a snowboarder, and I wanted something more flexible in the boot because I found that ankle articulation allowed me to have, I guess, a more fun ride on like a freestyle type of snowboard, freestyle setup. But as I got stronger and better as a snowboarder, I wanted a stiffer profile boot. I didn't need, I guess, to have that much forgiveness in ankle articulation, whereas I wanted something stiffer for better response and better performance when I'm, you know, controlling my board in any sort of direction. I'd rather have that solid piece. So even though this Burton Danner is considered a medium flex, it's one solid piece there. So that's going to add some rigidity to the boot and give me that more of a stiff feeling boot. I have a lot of forward lean too on my bindings. That's just generally how I like to have them. And yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm actually happy that they've used sort of a canvas material as the majority of this body, and they have a canvas also material on the majority of that tongue. I mean, eco-wise as well, environmentally, I'm not a huge fan of using leather anymore. I'd rather synthetic leathers, you know, just for the environment, for animals, protection of animals. Again, I bought this because of the deal. I got some Danner branding there at the back. Um, but I like the fact that this is a synthetic exterior. Sounds pretty tough, and it should be a lot more repellent in terms of water and moisture. And I like that that's the tongue too. I think durability wise, this a canvas type of Kevlar woven fabric is going to be tougher and more last longer in the durability range. This boot has like a suede leather on the toe cap and on the heel. On the heel cage, I would have, you know, it's nice aesthetically, I guess, but I think more boots should offer a solid toe cap and a solid ankle cage, because when you put that into a binding, that's the stuff that's going to get the most wear, especially around the ankle part. Like, take for example, I'm going to take this left boot. I have here my switchback bindings, and I'm going to put that guy inside. It's supposed to be a small footprint. This is a medium large, sized to the minimum, and I'm going to put this boot there. Oh. So as you can see, as this boot goes in to the binding, first thing that takes the wear is that heel. And I do have, like I said, I have a lot of forward lean on my high backs there. So since this is a brand new boot, it's going to be really tough to get this in without my actual feet in the binding, or in the boot. Push down on that boot. But there you guys go. It's in that binding. And also, what I wish they would do for more boots these days is just design-wise, you know, most binding designs are going to have that ankle strap and toe strap as the point of contact between the binding and the boot. So why don't they reinforce that? Why don't they put more hard, durable materials in that area? Because that's going to be the part that's going to get the most wear. What another thing I noticed too with you know, ankle articulation, when you have two pieces separate, separating the top ankle cuff versus the bottom body of the boot, it interferes also again with the placement of this ankle strap. I'll show you guys that really briefly here. Again, this is the TLS. You can see there two separate pieces. This actually slides a little bit here, and when you put that in the binding, close that up. Okay. So there you have the boot in the ankle strap and toe cap tightened. And you can see the point, like having this ankle articulation separated, but it's just going to be covered with this ankle strap. Kind of deems it maybe not useless, but not quite as maybe efficient or useful as it was originally designed. Maybe if you're walking around, that's different. If you're not in your actual binding and it's designed more for fluid motion when you're climbing or when you're hiking, that makes sense. Sometimes too, depending on, you know, where you are during that day and how tight your boot is. But as you crank this ladder with this ankle strap, sometimes this ankle strap can actually get tucked in under this, and this separate section could hinder putting that ankle strap on. I'll show you guys with the other boot too. So this was the Nitro Select TLS. Another one. Nitro Team TLS. This one I think is a little bit more, again, smaller profile. Probably one of my smallest profile boots that I have. But I'll show you guys as I Close this up. Okay. See that? See the placement of that ankle articulation, the two separate pieces? So it's getting pinched underneath this ankle strap. So again, may not be as useful once it's strapped in to the binding. Great looking setup though. Love that. All right, so when you... Now, let's put Burton back in and I'm going to strap it up all the way. And just for example's sake, I'm going to use the right boot because it's all closed up. Just like my other boots. Put it in. Oh, sorry guys. Didn't quite plan this out. It's already been 22-minute unboxing video, first impressions, but oh well. All right. Ooh, that's stiff. All right, pushing that in. Make sure that catches. First thing, the toe cap to help push it to the back. All right, so again, the comment of the toe cap going first, you know that this structure is going to be the first point that's going to face the most pressure on this boot to help push it back into the back heel of the high back. You tighten the toe cap so it pushes the heel back. And I wish they would create a hard shell. Some boots have that now. Nitro has a hard shell. Other designers and other brands might implement that as well. But what I've noticed is as you tighten this crank or this ratchet, this section of the binding or the toe cap starts to dig into the boot itself. And that's when you get like pinching, and then the boot could cave in and you get a crease on that boot. Toe caps are getting a lot better to conform to the boot shape, and I really do love the Burton toe cap. I'm using a Burton what's it called? Sure Grip, Super Grip toe cap, and a Burton Cartel ankle strap on these switchback binding base plates. And this is a switchback binding high back as well. But as I tighten this, I'm going to show you guys where that sits. All right, so it is big. I'm gonna have to adjust this ankle strap so that it centers out a little bit better. This is ridiculous. This is fat. This is, I mean, the heel is at the back there. I gotta remove that sticker. It's pretty much to the back. I can tighten the toe cap a bit more, but I'm gonna have to center out this ankle strap more. But you can see the placement. I'm glad that hook, this hook, is not getting in the way of this. That's happened before. Depending on the height that you have the hinge on your binding, if this was higher, if I set it instead of on this knob, I set it on this knob, then it would be higher as it wraps around the boot. Then that hook could be an issue, but luckily it is not. But you can see it's starting to pinch on that center part of the boot. So what I'm going to do, guys, while you're here, oh Jim, you're here. I'm going to take my, here, so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move this strap over. Now, I guess what you'll have to make sure too is, like, you know, depending on what boot you're wearing with your bindings, it could very much change the placement of your ankle straps and your toe straps. Like, I might not need to do this with my DC boots or my Nitro boots, but for this Burton boot, definitely calling for it. All right, so I've moved it over. I moved it over one more notch from here, moved it out, and let's center it out. Hopefully this hugs better and it's more symmetric. Again, this is a Burton Cartel ankle strap. Yeah, definitely better on the centering. Probably don't need it. Really depends when my foot's in there. But there you go, guys. That's the Burton Danner X inside a switchback binding with a cartel ankle strap and centered. So I like that. I like the fact that, again, that hook does not get in the way. Sorry, guys. This hook does not get in the way of the ankle strap. It's high enough to avoid that. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna put it on. One thing I want to show you guys too, which I think all manufacturers should implement, is all these laces here are tightened very much. Obviously, when you untie this, you can just pull back all these laces. But the hardest is this section of a boot is the tightest in when you tighten a boot, and laces, and whether it be a speed lace system. And originally, let's say, take for example, this Nitro Team, you can see here, I cut up some snowboard laces and to a certain length so that I can grab, you can see there, guys, so I can grab the lowest lace of the Nitro ankle section and the highest lace of the Nitro bottom section of this TLS quick lace system. So once you unlock these laces, you just tug on this and it'll loosen everything in this direction with one good tug. Their new boots have that implemented. You don't have to do that on their newer boots because they figured out that is something all boots should have, and so they've definitely designed their newer boots to have that. Let me show you really quickly. Let's say the Nitro, all right, capital TLS. This is Marcus Cleveland's boot, which he's my favorite snowboarder now. You can see here, guys. See this tab? Collects the highest laces of the bottom part of the boot and the lowest lace of the top part of the boot. There's no reason, boas can probably implement something like that too. Sure, once you loosen it, you could just, you bend the tongue forward, but it's still tight here. So maybe just implement, again, another collection of these sections so that you can pull that out. As soon as you loosen the boot, bring the tongue forward, pull that out, and then the whole tongue can come out a lot easier. Same with this. If this wasn't there, you'd have to take your finger, fish down here, and pull each one of these individually. So implementing that little pull tab was critical, I'd say, for this design, for any boot. Let's take, for example, let's go back to Burton. Oh, great job, Burton. Look at the Ion has it now too, guys. See that? Quick pull tab to loosen this ankle. This is such an easy thing to put on any boot. It's on their top of the line. SLX, Ion. Oh, Ion doesn't have it? I guess because it's BOA? They don't have it here. But I guess because it's double BOA, when you have it on the single BOA, they have it on all their speed lace. Let's keep looking. Can't have it on the step-ons because of this giant strap in the ankle. Let's keep looking. There, BOA again doesn't have it. I guess BOA doesn't need it. I don't know about that. You can see it on this section too. There is some sort of loosening here, I guess, that you don't need to do it. They don't have it here. Pull tab, speed lacing. All right, they don't have it on this Kendo, which is a lace boot. Yep, none of the BOAs have it. All the speed lace have it. That's good. Let's go to the lowest. The lowest Moto has it too. That's good, which is their entry level boot. So anyway, guys, if you are looking for a boot, let me just go back. Go to snowboarding, clearance up to 60%. They still have stock if you are a size 7.5 or 8. I know very limited in terms of size availability, but if you see this video and you want to take advantage of a really like good Burton deal, there you go. You get the Burton Danner, Burton X Danner, or Burton times Danner, whatever it is called. They've had previous iterations of this boot. I think, honestly, like, it looked cooler in the past. I'll show you guys, actually. I'm just keep jumping back and forth here, but I hope you don't mind. Burton Danner. Here, let's switch to this screen so you guys can see the images a little bit bigger. But I like, maybe not. I like the full brown more than the two-tone, you know, versus this two-tone. This looked more like a work boot with the leather, you know, classic type of look. I don't know about this extra, you know, leather tongue cover that they put here. I guess it's to protect the laces rubbing up against the canvas section of the tongue. They had a previous one too. What I actually had in the past was the Burton Decadence 13. Look at this boot, guys. It was just a little big for me because it wasn't the same. I got it as a like second hand, but you could see that similar with the 3 hooks on the top. These hooks on the bottom weren't necessary, and they were actually, because again they end up underneath the ankle, the ankle strap, they got damaged. They get pinched, and then, you know, that much force and tension pushing down on the boot would bend these out of alignment. And so that was an issue with this boot. That's why they probably got rid of that design on the past. This was a really nice boot too. You could see the tread pattern on the bottom was solid. Like, got similar kind of teeth up here. Hard rubber tread. It looks like a carbon fiber shank plate in the center for arch support, which is sick. And you can see what they did with Burton Danner. Again, the newer versions too, previous versions, they got rid of the extra loops here so it doesn't get damaged. And same with this, got rid of the extra loops or whatever it is. So since you're here, why not, guys? Let's try and put these on. I'm gonna put the left one on. Cool, that's all loose already. Got a liner inside. Show you guys that too. Sorry, not a liner, an insole. Let's take a look at this insole. Cool. This is your Burton insole. Looks to implement sort of like this yellow around this heel is a harder material than the green. It's like it's like plastic. It's or like a hard rubber. The green for sure is rubber, and there's not a lot of like cushiness when squeezing this liner, and it's not that thick either. I don't know if you guys can see that. There, it's not that thick on the on the, what is it called? On the the ball of your feet, and it's not that thick also on the heel. But again, you've got the imprint 4, and that has a lot of cushiness inside. I can feel that. And then you've got the Vibram, which is a tough rubber too on the exterior. Oh, there's some plushiness when you push down on this guy too. It's like a softer rubber underneath the hard rubber tread of like a tire. You've got this softer rubber where it's supposed to be eco-friendly too. 30% recycled material or something like that, maybe 60% recycled material. But that's pretty cool. I thought it would be tougher, but interesting design. I would have assumed it could have been similar to, I'll show you guys in this one. Let's do it. Because you're here. It ended up being a lot longer than I thought, but oh well. So, like I said, guys, I unhooked the top. hold out this ankle articulation area. And you take this guy and you pull away that pull tab. I swear, I thought of this idea and this design way before Nitro even introduced it into their boots. All right, and then the inside, loosen, extra. I hate ankle straps inside on the liner. It's pointless. You might think, yeah, it could perhaps be a little bit more supportive or lockdown. So here's the Nitro footbed. You got very plush on the front ball of your foot, and then also a different kind of harder rubber, but also plush on the back. Not the boot I wanted to show you guys. I'm gonna pull out this one instead, because Nitro was really cool to send me one of their brand new liners, brand new insoles. Yeah, and this is a poor design too. Things get like tangled up in here. All right, so again, TLS. I'm gonna unlock, pull the tongue down, and then you take this pull tab, and I'm gonna pull that away. Is it unlocked? Good, everything's unlocked. Pull it sideways. There. Pull tab. Back and forth. Pull that away. Okay. Similar, that Nitro has also just Velcro on the side. I think that's all you need because this tongue really keeps that liner in place anyway. You don't need an ankle strap on the inner liner. Stop doing that, please, guys, when you're designing boots with liners inside. All right, here is Nitro's 3D footbed. This is their top of the line footbed, Ortholite. 3D, hold on, let's see if it can, there, Ortholite. So you've got a very plush main rubber, and this green rubber you'd think is tougher. Maybe it's just a different color, who knows, guys, but it feels different. It's a little softer than the gray. The gray is like maybe a little bit more supportive for the arch, and then you got these impact pads on the heel and the forefoot on this Nitro. Compare that to this Burton. Oop. Right? Interesting design or tech choices here. You've got more of like that rigid base plate. I think basketball shoes utilize that for, like, you know, lateral support, heel cuff. So when you're like jabbing your step, it's more solid around your foot, and it won't like bottom out and roll over. You know, like a lot of basketball shoes or shoes designed like tennis for lateral movement, they'll implement a very stiff either carbon fiber or even just a plastic plate on the arch and around the heel end like this, and maybe even on the outer rigger here to prevent rolling, because you do so much abrupt stops and goes in a lateral motion in tennis and basketball that you need that kind of support. So it's interesting that they're using that on a snowboard boot, which really, I mean, like, there's no movement once you're in a snowboard boot. If you think about it, it's so stiff, everything around. And I have different ideas about what I think, you know, design of certain boots should be. Obviously, if you're going backcountry, it's a lot different than when you're just spending a lot of time in a resort. You know, you're not trying to rough it through wilderness to get through everywhere. So this, having a Vibram sole with the teeth and the spikes there on the toe, this is meant to be worn outside of a binding, outside of a snowboard. You can wear this, you know, at the end of the day, you can probably just loosen these loops and you can walk around the rest of the day. It's like, it's stylish too, so you don't have to. And because it's a lace-up boot, if you guys can pay attention to this too, this angle of this boot is pretty high, like 90-degree straight up. So there's not a lot of forward lean naturally on this boot. So you could wear it comfortably. You can probably drive in this. I'm just gonna put my foot in, guys. I'm talking too much. All right, guys. That's slid in nice and easy. I even wore brown socks to match this better. I like the height. I think the inner liner could be higher. It could have been higher. It just meets the top of the boot, which is basically all you would need, but let's see. Let's tighten this up so you guys can see it. So what I've done first is taken the Velcro, make sure it's hugging my shins, Velcro there, tugging on the inner, like, saddle, I guess you would call it. Tighten the inner cable, lock that in place. And they have this red pull tab to loosen it quickly. Let's try that right now. If I pull on this red tab, yeah, it unlocks it quickly. And then when you put it down, you pull on the red tab and you push down. You push down on that top piece to lock it in place. Okay, and while I'm here, kind of difficult to tie it like this, but I want you guys to see. But pull that tight. Oh, here we go. So what I always worry about hooks like this is, like, with the amount of force I'm pulling as I tighten these laces, like, am I gonna break these hooks? That's what I'm afraid of. But this feels solid. Like, more solid than if you were to, like, just have holes in the boot and then you were pulling on the material of the boot. It's nice that you get two, what are these called? I forget, like divots or something, like two points of contact on the boot. Let me show you guys. I forget what this is called, but this piece, you get two every time you pull on this. It's pulling on two separate parts versus, let's say, when you go to a Burton, see this? It's just fabric on fabric. So if you pull really tight, you know, my worry is how strong is that stitching that's going to hold. Sure, you have fabric on fabric down here too. And again, like, over time, is that really going to have the same kind of robust durability that you would get from, yeah, two of these, you know, when you're like, I forget what it's called. I suck with words, guys. But yeah, it's solid. When I'm pulling on this, feels nice and solid. I can probably make this tighter if I was standing up straight. There you go. Ooh. And for security, I would just tie another regular one like that so it doesn't move. This probably I should have tucked inside there. Right? It's not a lot of forward lean. Would I be able to drive in this? I do feel there is some heel hold down inside. There's no J-bars. You can add J-bars on the outside. It doesn't come with J-bars. But there is bulging outside of this area of your foot. Right here. I'm gonna balance so you guys, show you guys. So this area where, you know, that bone sticks out on your ankle, there's a material that sticks out from the inner liner that holds that heel in place. If I'm pushing down on my toes, I'm not feeling that heel lift, so that's pretty good. It's comfortable, guys. It's nice, and it feels stiff. Obviously, it's a new boot, so I'm gonna have to break it in. But I like it. I like the feeling. It's definitely not even just saying this. Like, my old favorite boot was my Nike Zoom Force 1. That when you slid your foot in that boot, it was just so comfortable. You just feel so snug. Obviously, it's a brand new boot. You know, it's hard to compare with an older boot. You know, sliding into a basic kind of a liner in a BOA boot, it might not feel as plush and as, like, luxurious, but this is definitely very comfortable. And I am a size 8 everywhere. Size 8 Nitro, size 8 DC, size 8 Nike, Adidas. And some people say this boot, the Burton Danner. Sorry guys, where is it? Some people say this boot runs. I'm not even saying it. Some people say this boot runs small, where they got like a size 13, or they're a size 13, and when they wore this, it was too small for them, and then they didn't have stock. But I am a size 8, and you know, my foot's in there, and the tip of my big toe and second toe is just grazing the end. There's no like pressure up against my toes. It even feels like I have more room in these than I have in my nitros. So where people said it runs small, I don't think so. I think it's fine. I've been streaming now for 50 minutes. I mean, feel free to skip it through and anything that you want in this video, guys. I was just super excited to do an opening. It is now obviously in May here in Toronto, so no more snow. We can't snowboard. My next trip I plan is Whistler in February of 2022, and that's when I'm super excited to bring these out, because it's going to be more, you know, off-piste, maybe into the backcountry. I'll really get to test these out in terms of the, you know, the solid grip of this Vibram outsole with the spikes. The spikes you'd think are like a hard plastic. They're not. They're flexible too. It's like a harder rubber, but it does move. It's not like a peg, because if it was a peg, it could break on ice and things like that. But it is more of a sharp profile, teethy to grip. Probably unnecessary. Honestly, it could just be a design cue. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, to be honest, because this is such a robust tread pattern already. I don't think this stuff's really going to make a huge difference, but it looks cool. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I highly recommend going to Burton.com. Keep checking. Now is the time to buy, guys. My last video was about shopping too. Every day I'm checking still DC, this DC 156, which is still $421.97, already an awesome deal. Original price $650, so it's like 30% off right now. But just keep looking, guys. I just lucked out when I went to Burton. I got a random email from Burton, and I signed up, and that's how I found out about the clearance 60% off, and this is actually the best deal on the website they have right now. Everything else is about 50% off, but this boot is 60%. Still 200 bucks, that's a lot, considering the fact that the best deal that I got was this Nitro Select TLS. I got this for 90 bucks, but the Nitro Team TLS, which are these, I got these for $25 each at a clearance closing sale at the end of the season when the store was closing. So there's sales are coming out right now, guys. You got to look out for those. Like I said too, with the height, let's do comparison. So this inner liner on this Nitro Team, sorry guys, this inner liner actually belongs to this boot. I swapped them just for the sake of, because I prefer this, like, again, the rigidity, the fact that it looks more like one solid piece rather than like an ankle articulating boot like that. You can see that forward lean too on this boot. It's quite prominent. Even though you have that hard rubber on the back where this ankle articulation happens, you can see it right there, guys. That's where the bend happens, and I do have a lot of forward lean on my high back, so that pushes that boot forward. And you have a similar kind of support system there with hard rubber on the back. A bit too much like teeth on here. It actually, if you have padding on the back of your high back, I'm not a huge fan of what that does to the padding on the back of your high back, because it chews it up and eats it up. But again, another hard material for extra support. Similar rubber on the back of this Nitro. Again, ankle articulation. And finally, a lot of boots are designing this sort of design, especially for their entry level, lower price point. So it's sort of like one solid piece on the boot like that, but it's a softer material in between. So this is like a, I'm gonna say like a nylon, softer like fabric versus the hard plasticky leather, synthetic leather of the main body of the upper cuff and the lower. This is a softer fabric in between. So you have that give without like a huge separation on the materials. So you'll notice that here too on the Burton ruler. There's this, they have that here too, two pieces there, but then a softer fabric material right in between. We go back. Can I get here? On their entry level as well. Oh, not quite here, but there is two different kinds of fabric that happens here at the transfer between the lower and the upper. So again, gives it a little bit more of that forgiveness between these two sections so it can bend forward. I like that, but again, when you go up to the top of the line boots now, guys, they use super stiff materials. Materials are so stiff that you get that extra support. You might not even need that separation there. You can see, yeah, Burton Ion. Tourist has that. Tourist sounds like something you're going to take into the backcountry Vibram outsole as well. And so they want something that's going to be a little bit more forgiving to you while you're hiking up the mountain or hiking down the mountain. So they've implemented that softer fabric in between the top and the main body and the upper cuff. But yeah, guys, I'm obsessed with this stuff. I'm obsessed with snowboarding. I love the tech. I love the amount of design and innovation that they put towards the technology, the gear. Burton obviously is like up there. It's been one of the oldest standing snowboard brands. So I think because of that, with their research and technology, they have a lot more of a budget to really try out a lot of these ideas and perfect the tech. So that's why I think Burton still makes the best bindings. I think they make the best boots. Snowboards, honestly, a lot of other brands are catching up, if not right up there with Burton. You really gotta just try them out. You know, a lot of them use their own version of a centered base, their own nylon kind of sidewalls for 360 degree to reduce chatter, and then they have their own version of a serrated edge, or what are they called? Burton has their own version of like a bent edge to catch better on the ice, versus like Magnetraction on GNU or Liebtech. They all have carbon stringers in them now for extra pop and extra responsiveness. And just recently too, guys, later this week I'm going to do another unboxing with the Endeavor. I ordered my first Endeavor snowboard, and that should be arriving later this week. I'm super stoked and excited to open that guy up. The Endeavor bought the rights to have the channel in their hardware, so all of their snowboards have the channel, and they also have carbon stringers, and they also have you know, triax fiberglass in the body, and various types of wood and reinforcements, and a fraction of the cost of a Burton, right? Like if you look at Endeavor's website right now, guys, let's just go there quickly though. With this DC Men's 156, if you look up the tech on this board, sure, it's a $650 original price, original retail price, MSRP, but I think it's because it won the award that they're able to bump up that retail price because of the fame and like the branding of this board. But there's no carbon stringers in this board, it's all wood. Not saying that you need the carbon stringers, but you're paying a premium for the fact that it won an award and for the brand. But when you look, let's say at snowboarding, men's snowboards, at the Burton process, or let's go to Burton or Custom X. Well, their main big seller because of Mark McMorris is the Burton process. So let's go there. Where's the process? There we go. Not the flying V, camber. Okay, so you've got the shape is, it's an all mountain snowboard. It's twin shape, camber, early rise. Got some flat spots underneath the foot for better pressing, and you can see the shape there they have for their wood, right? And then they're talking about fiberglass, triax fiberglass, and I think they have, this has carbon stringers in there somewhere. But compare that, guys, to Endeavor. This is the board that I'm getting. I'm super excited to get this board. Again, guys, you've got carbon stringer contact beams on the ends, traditional camber, the core there, not quite as designed in the terms of like wood grain as the Burton. You can see here that they've designed the wood grain of the Burton in a way that I guess promotes turning or maybe edge to edge control. But they do have poplar with birch reinforcement, triax fiberglass, centered base, supposed to be one of the fastest base, and coolest thing is it uses the channel. You can use Burton bindings channel with this board, and I've recently discovered too that my switchback bindings, again, I have Burton Cartel ankle strap, Burton super grip toe grip for my toe strap. Oh, sorry guys. Ugh. For my toe strap there, and luckily the reflex disc. The reflex disc for the reflex Burton bindings fits inside the switchback base plate. So I'm going to be using these bindings on this Endeavor Live snowboard. I'll mount that and show that, guys, in my next video too. Super stoked to use this. And my new boots. I said this already, guys, earlier in the video, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask below. If you've gotten this far, thank you so much for just chilling, enjoying my excitement with this new gear. I now have 5. Let me show you guys here. I have, real quick. So before, let me show this screen. Before I went crazy shopping this this spring season, I had 4 snowboards, 4 boots, and 2 bindings. And since then, I've purchased 2 more bindings. Actually, 3 more bindings. Do I have a photo of that anywhere here? You'll see it soon, guys. But I now have a total of 5 bindings, 5 snowboards, and 5 boots. And it's FJ5 Snow. FJ5 is my brand and my ID. 5 is my favorite number, so I'm done. My collection, my quiver is complete. I shouldn't be purchasing any more. I keep looking at this DC-156 on Sport Check's website, but likely I'm not going to buy that. I'm happy. I'm happy that I have 5 snowboards that have a different grade of range of usages and like characters in their snowboards. So I have kind of like a full spectrum of versatility in my selection. And I have now, again, like a super stiff high-end boot. I've got a mid-flex kind of medium premium lace boot, and I've got the cheap end, lower, quick to put on BOA, super light DC boot here as well for those quick park days. So I've got more videos to come. Gonna review a snowboard bag. I think that's it, guys. I can't shut up because I'm just excited about the boots. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when our next video is out. Obviously, you got probably an email about this live stream. Hope you guys liked it. Oh, a couple guys liked it already. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for making it this far if you have. And enjoy your week, guys. I'm going to continue to obsess about all this stuff. and like try on both boots and walk around and everything like that. Peace out. I'm out of here, guys. Jeez. See ya. Thanks for watching.